So I was thinking this morning about the video that I need to post today. One of two. Yay! Because I have 4 new patrons. I've done 2 videos. I meant to do 2 yesterday, but life happens. So anyway, here's the first of 2 videos that I will publish today. And I was like, what should I say? Well, perfect example of why Patreon matters to me in my professional career as a writer. I had to pay for a cover, specifically a redo of a cover for an audiobook that I have coming out. Now, I could reach into my pocket and pull the money out from my day job, but that money doesn't exist because it goes towards paying bills and putting food on the table and enjoying time with my family. I could use money from book sales, but that is fairly small in the scheme of things at this point. So I turned to my patrons, and I was able to pay for the cover. Now, it wasn't expensive as these things go, but it was worth every penny because I had somebody say I would buy this audiobook on the strength of the cover alone. So people do judge literal books by literal covers and literal audiobooks by literal audiobook covers. It's not a thing that can be helped. And it's not necessarily a bad thing because I was able to take this money from my patrons and give it to another artist so that he could create something for me. So you benefit me by being my patron, and you benefit, in this case, Scott Pond, by being a patron, because if I didn't have you guys, I wouldn't have been able to give him the money that he so richly deserved. The audiobook that's coming out is 2 Steps from Hell, and it's a urban fantasy, I suppose, that takes place in New Orleans. And one of my friends who is an author that I really admire says that this is his favorite book of mine ever, and her favorite story of mine ever. In any case, it's a novella, I guess, and that touches me because there are times when the imposter syndrome kicks in, and I'm like, what am I doing this for? It's no good. But Chris Morse, you should check out his podcast, Superhero Corner / Supervillain Corner. Says, this is one of my favorite things you've done. It's awesome. It's amazing. And I can't wait for the next story, which is coming, Chris, if you're watching this video. So with all of that having been said, I want to thank one of my newest patrons, Lisa Stone. Lisa has long been a cheerleader of my work, and I appreciate that from the bottom of my heart. But she said, you know what? And I'm paraphrasing, I'm speaking for her as opposed to letting her speak for herself. I guess she said, you know what? It's time for me to pull the trigger because I want to read these things that he's putting out only for his patrons. And so she did, and I am grateful. We're working through some technical issues because not everybody has the skill set that I do. So we're trying to figure out how she can read her stuff that she has gotten as a result of being a patron. In any event, thank you, Lisa. And thank you, the rest of you, for supporting me over the last couple of years, and even prior to the Patreon campaign existence. It means a lot, a whole lot. It helps me put fingers to keys by knowing there are, at this point, 46 people willing to put skin in the game every month. And more than that, there are people who, for whatever reason, don't want to back me on Patreon, but who buy my books and review my books and share my stuff, even if my stuff isn't their cup of tea. And those people all matter too. It's not all about the money, although one day when it's my career, it will be largely about the money, because it'll be putting food on the table. So I don't have anything to read for you this morning, as I'm recording this video before heading into work, but I may even post 2 additional videos today, where I read something from Work in Progress. I've got enough of those. Also, if you're watching this video and you haven't filled out the latest poll, speaking of works in progress, I put a poll up that said, hey, which of these things would you like to see as a novel? Because I have a tendency to write short stories that turn into novels, or could turn into novels. So go ahead on over to patreon.com/ScottRoche/posts and look for the poll on my next novel, which I'll be writing next month. So thanks again for your support. For those of you who are supporting me, thanks again for watching this video. And most of all, thanks to Lisa Stone for being amazing. And we'll see you next time. Bye.